Hello friends. This week we're going to review the PNF stretching protocols, apply them to 2 stretches we practiced, and add a new one to the toolbox with the pec doorway stretch. PNF stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Basically, it's a fancy way of saying that because we understand the way our nervous system innervates and relaxes muscle, we can be more effective with our stretches. With this hamstring stretch here, I'm demonstrating the first protocol called contract relax. First step is to passively stretch the muscle. In this case, I'm using a band to pull my leg back until I feel some tension in my hamstring. The second step is to isometrically engage the muscle, which means to contract without moving. So here I'm thinking about driving my leg into the ground without actually moving my heel too far. It's a short engagement of only 5 to 10 seconds before you release and let yourself sink further into the stretch, or in this case, let the band pull my leg back a little bit further. Alternate between 10 to 30 seconds of passive stretch, 5 to 10 seconds of the active engagement, repeating until you can't make any further gains. On this leg, I'm using the other method, the Agonist contract protocol. Essentially, it's the same method, except instead of isometrically engaging your muscle, you're going to more dynamically move it. The 5 to 10 seconds of engagement are me driving my heel into the floor to really work that hamstring, followed by the same 10 to 30 seconds of passive stretch, aiming to pull a little further every time. You don't have to engage through the full range of motion, just enough to get that muscle working. Here's another example of applying these protocols. I'm doing our lat tri stretch, pulling myself passively. The active engagement pulls my shoulders forward, squeezing my lats down my side before I relax and pull further into the stretch. And finally, here's a new one for your pecs. Set up in a doorway, elbows directly out, in line with the shoulders, hands up, and elbows bent at 90 degrees. You can practice this one as a pure passive stretch, or use either of our PNF protocols, engaging and relaxing to help yourself sink further. I do recommend you play around with different hand positions and arm positions. Palms up, forward versus down, hands high and hands low. All of these can change the stretch. You should search around and find what feels good for you. And finally, here's an example of me doing it in an actual doorway. You can see I'm practicing a little bit of that contract relax.